Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, 26th day of June. Here we go. Today a thought for you on these types of general laws. You've all heard laws that say things like this. When you lift up the cup of wine for Kiddush, you should cover the challahs so the challahs are not embarrassed. Or a halacha like if you pick up your tefillin first, before your talis, put on your tefillin first so that the tefillin are not put off by being held and then put back down. But we need to understand these kinds of mitzvahs. Your tefillin are inanimate, they don't actually have feelings. The challah is not technically embarrassed just because you're holding up the cup of wine. So why is it that we do things like that? The simplest way, and actually a straightforward thing that you should all know and think when you do these kinds of things, is that the challah doesn't actually have any feelings. But it is still very critical that we act out on feelings like this, because if you were to get used to being insensitive to mitzvahs and pick up a cup of wine and say, I'm not interested in you, challah, right now. Yes, the challah has no feelings, and it is true that nothing happens to the challah, but that shows insensitivity in you, that you're treating the challah in such a way. That's why a lot of times you will see mitzvahs that seem to have this tendency that say, honor the shul by stepping out, backwards and facing the aron as you leave the shul. Those kinds of laws, the shul actually will be fine whether you walk out forwards or backwards. But the thing is, you the person, that's what really the deep down underlying idea in many of the mitzvahs that we do, is that they inculcate, or maybe even all of them, they inculcate in us a good feeling towards mitzvahs, to God, to positive attributes, etc. And that's why we're told things like, cover the challah since you just lifted up the wine. In other words, learn to be sensitive to things around you, certainly to people around you, and to all creations around you. The idea of all mitzvahs generally is to better us as people, not necessarily that the challah is doing better now, but you're better for having honored it. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.